Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and I am here going through all the battles and a lot of the performances of the second episode of Street Woman Fighter Season 2, and I've been really enjoying it so far. The video that we're going to analyze today is actually a crew battle between One and Leadybounce. So this is technically the first crew battle that I have seen from all of the videos that I've reacted to Street Woman Fighter in general. If you don't know, as of right now, I am currently going through Season 1 and watching videos that are in correspondence to what is happening in Season 2. So I haven't encountered anything of this nature in Season 1 yet, nor this is the first time that I'm seeing it here in Season 2. So I'm very excited about it. I don't know what to expect, and so let's just go ahead and get started.
지금부터 두 크루의 배틀을 시작하도록 하겠습니다. You guys ready?
Ready. I'm ready. Who's gonna go first? Let's see. Leadybounce.
한국 힙합은 무너졌냐? 오 묻고 멋다블로 가. 멋다블로 가.
That's how you start it up. Woo! Not expecting this from Leadybounce. This is filthy. I love that they added a little costume nuance too. It matches the music really well. Yeah. Woo! Whoa! So it looks like it's more choreographed, you know what I mean? Like it's like a choreographed aesthetic with a kind of battle. You're battling choreo, is what it looks like.
너 내 밑으로 들어올 생각 없냐?
없습니다. That was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. I also like that each person's wearing theirs a little bit like humble aesthetic, right? I love how they all wear it differently too. It really keeps with the crew aesthetic. Okay. Oh, is this BY? Okay. I like that. Really quick here. I love that. I love this peel out. That was nice. Yeah, I really wish I got to see that from the front, like the front angle of that. But I kind of like the fact I'm seeing it the same way as a judge would. Interesting. Oh, are they paying nuance to Vessi maybe? I don't know. With the dips? They're saying it's very scary. Battle over. Interesting. Wow, what a great start. Okay, let's peel it back. Let's take a look at both crews. It felt, I don't know if this was just me feeling it, but it felt like Leadybounce's was longer than One Mill's. I don't know.
You guys ready?
We'll see though.
Let's go. Fight!
All right, so Leadybounce went first. Oh, so each crew gets 40 seconds. Okay. I love this setup. That was disgusting. So what she did is on one hand she had her prop and on the other hand she had I think that's like baby powder or something. That's what a lot of people end up using because it's just easier and it creates that smoke effect without being like unhygienic. Do you know what I mean? So I think that was what a start. That matched that music so well. The gimmick and performance of this crew was phenomenal here. That was like, that's how you start. Like that is one heck of a start right there. Yeah, and Mike Song knows too. He knows. Yeah, and I love the fat woo flow. It's like, yeah, I love it. Of course, right. I love how they set it up here with this kind of reverb, rebound, kind of open posture. It has like an ajushi, I don't know why, like an ajushi vibe, but like an AI ajushi. I know that doesn't make any sense, but to me it just feels like, you know, whenever you play like an older character in a video game, they like have that kind of pose, you know, like an Animal-esque kind of pose. I don't know, I feel like I'm digging myself in a hole, but I love how they set that up. Yeah, it matches the music so well. I love that. I will say if one person didn't catch it, it would affect it. Because it's all about keeping the character, and everybody keeps the character at the same time. So I'm going to assume this is choreography. So they're battling, this battle choreo is what they're doing right here. I like the V here. Yeah, fun. So when it comes to novelty, they definitely took it on novelty. You know, yeah, they match their music so well, and they're doing a good job, like, of, what's the word? It's so captivating. Like, it keeps me captivated. I just love, like, someone's with the ball cap and someone's got the little bandana tied around. Like, I love the choices of everybody just kind of, you know, they're making smart choices, and when they're taking breaks, like, it doesn't look like they're taking too many breaks. Because, you know, we've seen in some battles, some people are taking one too many breaks. It feels very placed, very proper. I feel like it's appropriate, matches the music, and also it helps you take breathers from the overly intense parts. Very much so. That's fun. And I love how everybody matches there. And I love this here. Da-da, boom. Nice, something nice and slow. It goes down into the hips. I will say some of their stuff's maybe a tad bit simplistic in comparison to One Mills. But you know, it's not just technique. That's what we've established from the get-go. It's not just technique. It's about how you present the technique. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes having a better posture in something, or having a better groove in something, beats out the overly complex technique with a subpar posture. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is really, like, I love the gimmicks here. She was saying that's fun. It is. I love that. And they go doom, doom, and it has it and matches your music. I love this. I love this. And they have that, but it's like, no. Like, this face right here just reads Ajushi, you know, no. I love it. Blessed. They're like, no. That was really good. That was strong. For sure. Okay, let's take a look. Slow it down with 1 mil. That was cool. That was fun. Switch. Time for 1 mil this time. Now I will say, starting off, 1 mil is at a slight disadvantage to me because they're all wearing the exact same thing. That's just my... Now I don't know if their timer has started now or what, but they're kind of... They're really letting this music kind of go and trying to be intimidating and approaching, when I really wish they could have done something and built it up more. And I think that's what Leadybounce did, is they kind of absorbed the music. There wasn't a point in time where it was like dead. I think from the get-go, they were pretty engaging with what they had, their props, like how they set it up was really nice with the music. So I think this intro is a tad bit too long for them to not be doing anything, in my personal opinion, which may contribute to why it felt so short. I think that's why. And even this right here, this was a very, you know, the other group, they did, again, like, you know, with the baby powder, and it allowed, like, people to psychologically process through that. So it makes sense to not do too much after that, because you just had something that really sparked an interruption to somebody's expectations. And so that's also being very smart in choreography, just in general, is that when you know there's going to be a gimmick that you do that's going to be left as a shock to people that watch, you have to allow time for people's brains to reset and what they're supposed to be digesting. So I think they made some really smart choices throughout the entire thing, not just the beginning, but even through to the very end. They kept it captivating, they kept with the concept. Here they're trying to go with a very militant approach, which makes sense for their outfits, but I will say, because they're wearing all black, it is hard to see some pictures that they're making, especially because they are at a slight disadvantage, because my crew over here is also in all black, so it's really hard to see them because their background is really dark. That little... Now, I really liked it that they did it the first time. However, we saw that they did it a second time. They hit that exact same timbre of this BY song in the exact same way. They just changed their arm pattern, and I really think they could have done something different there, maybe with their legs. But you really want to avoid overusing a texture or a pocket, and just change the direction of the arms. That can really work against you in these contexts. You know? Like, they're really like hitting, but instead of hitting, they're actually jerking into a position, which looks different. Like, jerking into a position is going to cause extra reverb that you may want to not have whenever you're listening for a particular part of the music. So you know, and Leah, you know, she's getting up there and they're like, oh, I'm so scared, you know, like they're bringing a sort of, they're trying to intimidate in their own way, which everybody is totally allowed to do that. But notice they did it again, the exact same thing, which can really work against you. But you know what, hold on, let me just make sure that they didn't do the same thing. Then they get into the straight line, right? Straight line, boom, boom, and then they do the same. That's exactly what I'm saying. So instead of going out to in, they went and they panned it in. However, they really should have made a different choice in their texture or the technique they were trying to do. Now I love this. Now I will say she should have gotten way lower in her pocket there. Love that. That was super fun. I think one of the best parts of that whole thing. And so she did the groove 3 times, but also you have to note, so they had like a comedic gimmick with their set. Their set's more like with this BY track, it's just more like, right? Like they had that song, it's very much like this. And so honestly, I don't know if this was the best song choice for them and what they're trying to present as well. They're trying to be intimidating and push forward, but a lot of them don't have that proper groove pocket to be able to justify it in that way, if that makes sense. So like they're doing a lot of complexity with the tuts. I think this was a smart choice for them. They're known for this in their group, and they also do a fabulous job when they choose to do it. I like the fact that they're sitting and they're watching and they're engaging. I know they're probably making some faces in this. You know, they're holding their own for sure. Like that's very complex stuff. Love that. I wish I could have seen that from the front. This is fun, you know, but also I don't know how I feel about that. I think that was kind of a low-key diss to Vessi because, you know, she's the Voguer on the crew, and that was a dip, and that's a lot of times associated very much into Vogue. So I think they were trying to hit the music. I think they're making a creative choice there. Did I think it read? I don't know, personally. I love that where they're transitioning and traveling it over, but look. Yeah, so now look, they're hitting the same thing again with the leg and now with the arm. So will I say, and then I'm not quite sure what that is. Somebody can tell me what they were. I don't know what they were. Oh, they were making fun. Okay, they were dissing Ladybounce. Thank you Mnet for showing that connection. I like that they were like, I think that was fun. That was really funny. Okay, good. I think I stopped it before then. Okay, so if I were to vote between 1Million and Ladybounce, I think Ladybounce took it when it comes to the crew battles because for a couple of reasons. Firstly, song choice. I think out of the two, Ladybounce made a smarter song choice and they committed to the character of that song. When it comes to 1Million, they picked a song from BY. I love BY. He's probably one of my favorite Korean rappers because he and I are very similar on principles and faith, so I very much value his perspective in the rap world. However, with this song, I feel like they could have done it a little different, or maybe they could have made a different choice with their song, and I think it could have showcased them a little bit better. I will say their K-pop with Blackpink, I think that honestly looked more like Blackpink than here, if that makes sense. You know, I could be in the minority in that kind of a perspective, but that's just how I feel right now, and maybe it'll change as I continue to watch them. So that's one point. Another point is costuming. I really feel not only did they match the concept Ladybounce did with their nuances in their face, but they also matched it in aesthetic. So they brought props. They had baby powder, you know, they pulled all the stops for their group, and I think all of them worked. And I think there's that in placement of where they were also worked. Now, when it comes to 1Million, they didn't really have any of those types of props or gimmicks. They had themselves, which is totally fine. And I really like the peel out that they did as well. Third thing that I'll say is the variety of content. Ladybounce really had way more variety of content. Now, while I say their set was more simplistic, but I think they were able to overcompensate that with other elements, which is what I always talk about. I think that was, I mentioned that about Wolflow. I said Wolflow, their aesthetic is so awesome, but they have to be careful. They're not using enough formations or enough visuals that I feel justifies the simplicity of their content and choreography. And so I will say that here, I feel that this is an example of you can get away with being more simplistic in content, but because of the other nuances like costuming and kind of the, you know, reciting the verbiage that's happening in the song, you know, I feel like a lot of that really catered to them. And I think it was okay, less was more here because they had other things that were also taking the forefront of being in a crew battle. 1Million had, I'd say, more technique in their stuff, but I will say they repeated more technique in comparison to Ladybounce, and I think that could have worked against them too. This whole reverb and this whole kind of jerking that they were doing was all throughout, but not in a good way. They could have really varied it out, maybe using their arms and their legs in a completely different way. Maybe and they did a couple. I feel like both crews did the same amount of formations, but also note too, I feel like Leadybounce used their full 40 seconds. I don't feel like 1 mil did. I think they only used about 3/4 of it, in my humble opinion. Also, no, this was completely cut. This wasn't like a one take on both sides, so there's a really good chance I missed some important details, so I apologize for that. But I'm gonna go with Leadybounce on this one. I think they took this crew battle. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I thoroughly enjoy not only battles and just all the performances. I love when crew battles happen because you just get to see more authenticity from your group, and it is not as what is it? It just feels more authentic, if that makes sense, in comparison to when you see like a studio tune performance. You know, I mean, I love those, don't get me wrong, but they kind of lack a sense of authenticity in comparison to when you see people in this context in a battle with other energy around them instead of being on a set. You know what I mean? So I really loved watching this, you know, even though I feel like both crews could have had something to work on. I really liked watching it, and it made me very excited to see the rest of the crews because I know there'll be more. So thank you again, and I will check you guys in the comments, and I'm ready for the discussion. Bye guys.